Pasta basura. Pasta basura. This alarm earlier instead of waiting till you wrote a book.
You have a work email.
Sarcasm. President in Arizona inspecting his wall. He says he signed an executive order that could put anybody who defaces or tries to take down a monument statue facing 10 years in jail. He said last night in Lafayette Park, he did dispatch police.
We sent people there, and law enforcement did an incredible job. They ran into that place, and we were minutes away. It was a sneak attack.
Twitter, by the way, has flagged his tweet about using force as being against its violence policies. And Democrats in the Senate say the GOP police reform bill is dead.
There is no escaping the fact that Senate Republicans have drafted a policing bill that is deeply